Here's a quick recap of today's price action. So coming into the day, I was leaning towards a bullish bias. On the surface, it's clear that we have put in a bullish SMT with previous day low inside of a daily bullish fair value gap, where we are now displacing higher and disrespecting high time frame bearish PDAs and respecting high time frame bullish PDAs. With that being said, we did end up putting in a bearish SMT with this internal high, and all I was really looking for was for high time frame bullish to be created, to get manipulated into at market open, to look for a continuation long to the DOLs above. Now, right at market open, we immediately manipulate higher where we sweep internal buy-side liquidity, still holding a external bearish SMT inside of a 30-minute bearish fair value gap. From here, we ended up leaving this 30-minute unmitigated bullish fair value gap below. Therefore, I really wanted to capitalize off of some sort of PO3, some sort of inversion here. As you can see, I was waiting for the 2-minute. Unfortunately, the close just ended up essentially taking my DOL. Very unfortunate. There was like a 15-second that I could have pre-fired. I really wish I did something like that. Obviously, in hindsight, I mean, this model is beautiful. Just very clear AMD. You have this LR leading up to your unmitigated high time frame gap. This would have been beautiful. I just wish we got a better close. And honestly, kind of just kicking myself for not pre-firing this. But obviously, that's how hindsight works. Now, with that being said, from here, I was honestly just losing interest in a long position because we've now taken away from our DOLs above, leaving me with not as much to target, and I'm also just now targeting more high resistance above. As you can see, this is just confirmed by how we continue to go lower here. From here, I honestly just switched up my bias to want to look for continuation shorts. You can see that we ended up creating a 15-minute gap right here. And I was really just looking for a continuation short into this gap to look for continuation shorts. But what was really bad about this is just what ES was doing. ES was telling a completely different story. I do want to talk about, there was this 9:45 30-second right here. And I just don't like this setup because ES ended up closing in a 5-minute bearish. Therefore, your break-even point is pretty much already hit when you get the close. And then, as you can see, there just wasn't really much for me in here. We ended up, hitting a 5-minute, and we were potentially going to get a continuation short right here. This would have just been the same exact scenario as yesterday, where you take a, short setup with a high time frame gap, opening at your stop loss. We end up opening that 15-minute gap. We tap it, and then we got a 30-second short. I just made a whole video talking about this setup. I'm not going to talk about it here. If you want to know what I have to say about this setup, I did not take it for a couple different reasons. Go watch my previous video to learn about that. As you can see, ends up failing, and then we end up just getting news that ends up going higher. There was like a 5-minute long here, which I just wasn't really paying attention to the chart anymore after all we've done here, but yeah. So overall, nothing for me today. I think that bias was very weird, very conflicted. Also with ES just being uncorrelated, telling a different story the whole day. It was just not something I wanted to engage with. I think that, as I said, this Judas short would have been by far the trade of the day, but just unfortunate that we didn't get the close. And I hope you guys learned something from the video, and drop a comment below and let me know how your trading day was.